So let's start with misconceptions. When people come to you, what are some of the common misconceptions that they have about your consulting services?
Ooh, the biggest misconception is that content doesn't work or it won't work for them. And part of it is I see that they, well, I should say I can observe a little bit online. And once again, when you're looking at other people's social media or other businesses, you never know what they have that is working. So maybe they have amazing content, yet they may not be getting as many sales as you may think. Or they're getting tons of sales with a very low engagement content, or who knows? Like, as you say, you don't know what other buckets they're filling to run their business to have time to make content. All that I can see is that that business owner is making content, and the person who owns the business is going to be the best person to market it because it's their business. So a lot of times it's helping people understand that if you want to play the social media game, you have to figure out what you're going to play it by. So whether it's you're doing content that is focusing just on the product only, so you'll have faceless content where it isn't showcasing like a person, it's more about the thing, or you're focusing on someone on the team or yourself needs to get good at speaking on camera. And those are both very fun scenarios to create content in. But the biggest thing is just helping, as a consultant, it's coaching people through that mindset shift of content can work, yet we need to figure out what's the formula to really get it to work for them.
So one of the things that I'm sure you've been asked before is, who are the kinds of people that you work with? Who are the clients or the businesses that need someone like you to come into their lives and to help them organize their social media? Are they just private professionals that are doing independent work, or are they also like small businesses of teams of like 10 to 20 people?
That's a great question. So I will work with teams. I think a lot of times freelancers are very important when it comes to working with small teams. And these are teams that are probably under 30 people because they're still big enough where they have quite a big team, but they also need throughout the quarter or throughout the year, they're going to need certain specialties, or they're going to need someone who knows more about the creator economy or more about content creation or ads behind that. And so being a specialist is very much a very useful thing. Yet growing my network to have those types of teams and clients in rotation, it takes time to build trust. It takes time to understand when they're going to need me to answer a very specific problem. And it's anytime I feel when I work with a big team, it feels like I'm coming in on the season 7 of this team's marketing budget. I have no clue what they've been doing beforehand. So I quickly need to get up to speed with who's in charge of what, who actually enjoys different parts, and where things are not working. So I definitely feel the experience of working with teams is a lot different than working with the solopreneurs or the content creators that are now taking their business more seriously, and they're starting to need coaching and other admin things. And then there's a lot of people that I work with and really enjoy are the service providers. So people who are kind of location based, but they like to travel or they want to be able to travel. So a lot of time their goal with their content is very much focused on how do I generate leads and understand where it is that I want to be going. So they're oftentimes the solopreneurs, or they have a small team, probably less than 5 people. And they're really much focused on they hire contractors. They are always trying to find the best expert to be in the room with. And those are really enjoyable because they're very open to learning. They have, very reasonable budgets where they're trying to learn something in as well as execute at the same time. So I feel those experiences, I get to be a little more hands-on. I get to work with them over different periods of their business, because I typically will meet solopreneurs a year before. And so it's always keeping in touch, always kind of inviting them out, or kind of knowing where they're at in their business when they're finally all right, I'm ready to work together. And that's such a great feeling, but it's it takes time to build a trust network as a freelancer. And that is something that is very important when not just offering a service or just deciding okay, I'm going to sell creative consultancy. It was really understanding this sphere of founders and business owners that I was around, and realizing that a lot of them were having a really hard time with understanding is social media critical for my business, or like how do I do it, or where do I start, or there's so much stuff online on like, I just want to make a video, like how do I even do this, and really and like solving those very specific problems. So that's I really enjoy that. Yeah.